It's not too often that we have a very special guest on twice in the same week on Spirit 105.3, but I love how this story has evolved. I believe Sally McNabb is with us on the line. Hi, Sally.
Hi, Erica.
It's so
Hello.
nice to hear from you. Is this Larry too?
Yes, it is.
A double blessing today. Welcome to Spirit 105.3, both of you.
Thanks, Erica.
It's an honor having you back. Now, we have been having so much fun sharing your story, and I love that there's more to it. You all spread joy by driving around with this giant giraffe in your back seat, but God gave you that joy to give away. So, Sally, let's start with you. Where does your joy come from?
Interesting story. It took a long time after I became a believer. I had a lot of childhood trauma. I asked God to take over my life through Jesus when I was 13, but it wasn't until I was 40 that God did a miracle in my life and helped me to come over a deep, deep depression. I didn't even know I had it. I had to wake up every morning begging God for a reason to get out of bed before this. I was a believer. I gave money to missions. I went on missions trips. I was active in the church in leadership. But I just never felt that joy that the scriptures talk about. I had a complete breakdown, and God took me to a wonderful therapist, a wonderful doctor who helped me to understand the trauma I had been through.
Wow.
And through the healing that I had gotten, I realized that I had victimized my life, and I didn't even know how to think in a way that God would bless me personally.
Yeah.
So through the work that I did, I found that I was actually, through the Lord and through other people, able to rewire my brain so that everything becomes a blessing rather than a trial. And that was the beginning of my journey of joy.
Sally, what a beautiful story. It's like going from a caterpillar to a butterfly. Wow. Larry, what about you? Where does your joy come from?
Well, I came to Christ at a later date. I was 24. I was an alcoholic and a drug addict. And I, too, had suffered a lot of childhood trauma. But first, God got me sober. I've been sober now 43 years. I always thought if I got the alcohol and drugs out of my life, life would be beautiful. Well, it wasn't. You still have to live it. And about 20 years ago, God got a hold of me, got me into some counseling, a counselor that finally helped me unravel the things that had happened to me in my past. I was molested at one point. There was just a ton of childhood trauma that had happened to me from being bullied and picked on. And so I had this boiler full of rage inside of me. And in our marriage, Sally would do something minor, but it would trigger all that rage that was inside. So through working with actual forgiveness, God actually purged a lot of that out of me. I still work on it. Still things I have to do to control my temper, but God has just been blessing me and helping me to see the joy in life. He helps me to live in love and not live in fear.
Woo, what I appreciate about both of your stories is that you're sharing that there is so much hope on the other side of what anybody is facing today. And that just makes my heart smile. So I'm curious, you drive around with this giraffe because you've got the joy, you want to spread it. Have you ever had an opportunity to share your faith because of Sprinkles the giraffe?
Yeah, several times people will be in the parking lot and they'll be taking pictures. And we just share that, God has blessed us and we want to bless others. So that's the whole idea behind it. And, sometimes it'll lead into a little deeper conversation. Sometimes not. You know how people are these days.
Yeah.
But that's okay. It's our joy to spread because God has given it to us.
What I do, Erica, is if someone is showing some attention and we're, parked, not obviously at a stoplight, but if we are at a stoplight and people roll down their window and are talking to me, I always say, God bless your day.
Yes.
But parking lot, I usually ask people questions, and I find out a little bit about their life, and then I ask them if there's anything I can be praying for, and that will sometimes open up a conversation. I just want people to know that there's hope, and that if you're a believer, you still have problems, but there are always ways to get help. If you'll ask the right people for help, if you'll be transparent, we all have problems, and oftentimes we're don't want to share the hard parts of life. I was a chronic complainer, and now I'm just somebody who my friends say I'm somebody who just is always joyful. And Sprinkles, if I am having a day that's not great, believe me, when you get in a car that has this big giraffe. You just automatically feel good. I actually had a lady in another part of Colorado tell me she had ordered a giraffe off of our story, and she's going to start driving around with her giraffe.
Wow.
So it's just, a silly little thing you could do to make a difference and to focus on giving people an unexpected reason to smile.
Amen. I'm with you.
Absolutely. That's the joy of it, is seeing people light up, especially children. Children just start beaming when they see it.
I think you two are so amazing and so brave. And I'm so thankful that God uses us humans, imperfect as we are, to spread his joy. And he uses a stuffed giraffe named Sprinkles. Sally and Larry McNabb, you guys are awesome. Come back anytime.
Thanks so much, Erica. God bless your day.
You too, honey. Thank you.